Hello? Okay, sorry. I was just showing my living room of my apartment. So today, look at my background. I'm so empty. Like I have nothing in my house. I need to get more stuff. Today's motivation is, or motivational speak today is, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Oh my gosh, look at my eye, guys. I think it got bitten. It's more swollen than here. Do you guys see this? Anyways, motivation. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Look at me. I'm in my real natural hair. Real natural hair. Short, but I make it work. Don't be afraid to be yourself no matter what. Too many times we're caught up in what society wants us to do, what society thinks we should do, what we think should be, or the outcome of what we need to do. Sometimes you just need to focus on you. Sit down and do what you need to do to get to where you need to get to, because so many times we procrastinate, make excuses, have all this, look at what other people are doing that we fear doing what we want to do, because we're like, oh my gosh, what if what I'm want to do is not as good, it's not as good as what other people are doing, or what if what I want to do will never be recognized or up to par, or what people like. And it's not about what people like. It's not about who is the best. It's not about pleasing anybody. It's about what you want to do, what you like, what you love, and what makes you happy. The answer is all within you. No one can tell you, hey, I think you should do A, B, C, and D. No. Because what if those options are not anything you want to do? But you feel like, oh, yeah, if I do what they tell me, it'll make me happy. No, that's not what you want. That's not what you desire. And you can always figure out what you want to do by what your soul desires. My lips are so dry. What your soul desires. So you know what you love to do. If you don't know, tap into or remember what you did as a child. Or if you can't remember, ask your parents, family members, or whoever raised you what you love to do as a child. Because that's why they say children are the closest thing to God or source, because they're just so authentically themselves. They just don't give a F. Like, you can't tell them no. Like, if you have a child, you know what I'm talking about. You can't tell them no. They just do what they want to do. If they want to touch something, they're going to touch it. If they want to play in the dirt, they're going to play in the dirt. If they want to do something, they do it. It's only us as parents or adults or whoever raises them that tells them, hey, this is bad, this is good. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. But if they want to do something, they just do it. They don't care what society thinks. They're not like, oh, am I gonna please someone? So it's only when they get a little older, like, 8, 9, 10, even 7, they're like, oh, should I do this to please my family members, my parents? Some children at a young age know that, but others don't. So as adults, that's what we need to do. Just tap into ourselves and just be authentically ourselves and not worry about what anybody says or what society says, thinks. And yeah, that's another thing. It's like you're stuck between morals, values, society's inputs, political aspects of wherever you live, economic views, what else? Social structures, all of that play a factor into what you want to do and how you're going to do it. And sometimes, like, for example, you see girls out here on like social media showing their body, and some of them are like, I love showing my body. What does showing my body have to do with anything? Like, you know what I mean? Why, as a guy, why do you care? Or as a girl, why do you care? If this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. I don't mind what they do. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But for them, I just feel like sometimes, though not all of them, they need to realize that there are, how do I say it, cards at play on, how do I say it, in media. Okay, let me just gather my thoughts. Okay, so there are social, economic, and what am I trying to say? There are certain perceptions at play to change your thoughts on reality and how you see certain things. So in the past, the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, women had to cover up and weren't allowed to do a lot of things solely by like the 80s, the 90s, like through media, through programming, it was solely acceptable to, you know, shake your hips in public, or like what's his name? Okay, I'm thinking too much. Who cares? Yeah, shake your hips in public, and what's it called? Slowly, you know, show a little bit of cleavage, wear short shorts, wear skirts. Through media, slowly they told us that, okay, it was okay. But I promise you, like, some of these girls or women who show their body now, if it wasn't acceptable, or if through programming of media, through movies, shows, music videos, if that wasn't implemented through those things, I feel like a lot of them would be afraid to do that. Because like I said, sometimes we feel like, oh, this is what I want to do, but it's like, this is what you think you want to do, but it's like a programming where it's like, you see it on TV, but subconsciously you're like, oh, this is what I need to do. And it's like, that's not what you need to do. You think you need to do that because they showed it to you on TV. That's what TV is. It's programming of the mind. You think, oh, I need to get this purse because this is what I've seen on TV and this is what everybody has. So back to that with the whole showing the body thing. I feel like if those women were like in the 1800s, and let's say, or in the 50s, let's say they had phones, and all of a sudden, like, let's say TV and media never showed girls showing their body, a lot of them would be afraid to come out and show their body. Some of them will because they have confidence enough, and others would be totally afraid because they might get ridiculed, you know. But because it's acceptable now, everybody just rides the wagon, the wave. So that same thing applies to everything. If it's not cool to play the flute, oh, why am I going to play the flute? But secretly, I love playing the flute. But I'm not going to show myself playing the flute because I think it's quote unquote whack. Because that's not what media, society, and what everybody like hypes up. So I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like when you go clubbing, people hype up drinking. Oh, you have to drink at the club. What if they changed it? What if, oh, drinking at the club was like whack? Oh, who drinks at the club? What if they changed it to oh, when you go to the club, you gotta, I don't know, something crazy and outrageous. You gotta wear something on your head. I don't know, you gotta rock some type of hat. And you can't come to the club unless you rock that hat. Oh, you're whack. You didn't have a hat at the club. Like, I'm just making an example. So I'm saying that depending on like the social structures and the media put at play, certain things are implemented in certain societies. So you go somewhere, you have to wear a scarf around your head. You go somewhere else, you have to shave your head because that's what the society, those are the rules of the society. You get what I'm saying? You go somewhere else, you're not allowed, you can only wear skirts. You go somewhere else, you can only do this. So depending on where you live, certain things are acceptable and certain things are not. But you as an individual, no matter what's acceptable and what is not, you do what you want to do. And yes, there are rules and laws put in place so you can be your true authentic self. That's why you go to certain places, you're not wearing a headscarf, you can go to jail or leave the damn country. You know what I mean? So obviously, like, if you don't want to do that, you could be like, you know, I'm leaving and I am going to be authentically myself. And some people are afraid to do that. Depending on where they live, they're like, oh, I'm afraid to leave all I have and be me, my family, whatever. If you want to do it, just do it. Go for it. Don't worry about anything else. If your heart and soul desire something, if you put your all into it, you can freaking do it. You chase, if going somewhere requires, okay, I need to save money, I need to pack all my things, do this, do that, do it. Do it. A, B, C, and D to get to E. Do it. If it's truly what you want, you will figure out a way and you will do it. And the laws of the universe and God will put certain things, places, circumstances, people in your life to get to where you want to be. Only if you're truly authentically being yourself and is like, I need to get out of this place because this environment, I don't know, country, circumstance, neighborhood doesn't praise or allow me to be truly myself, then I need to leave that place. And if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. Don't think of it like, oh, all the negative. Think of the positive. And trust me, when I say trust me, God the universe will put people at place so you can get to where you need to get to, because you knew, okay, this is what my soul desires, this is what I need to do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but some way, somehow it's gonna happen. Don't you always hear people like who are very religious, like, oh, I don't know, some way, somehow God made it happen. Some way, somehow this happened. Yes, because you were being yourself. You didn't give a F about anybody. You were like, no, and it's not selfish. Some people think, oh, this is being selfish. It's not being selfish. I feel like we confuse being selfish with, conceited, and what we truly want. We confuse all those things, because it's like, so many times they tell us, oh, give to other people, help other people, do this. They never really teach us, do what you want, do what you love, do what, like, school doesn't teach that, society doesn't teach that, media, sometimes they do, but they block it and censor it, because it's like this whole world is at a state where it's like, for the system that they have in play to progress and continue to progress, they need you to follow certain rules, criteria, plans, economic structures put at play so this system they have can continue to progress. If everybody was truly their authentic self and did whatever the F they wanted to do and didn't give a F, and there was no laws and rules in place, the world wouldn't be chaotic, but it would be in a very, how do I say it, individual state. Like the government couldn't control anything because everybody's just doing their own damn thing. You know what I mean? And the only way to have control, the word control, is to control people's minds, thoughts, realities, and what they think they can or cannot do. What they think is right and wrong. What they think is allowed and is not allowed. So many people are subjected to a lot of things. They feel like, I have to do this. They feel like I need to do this. Or if I don't do this, how's this gonna work? Not realizing that there are little loopholes in this world, in this universe, that you can go through. But they've created such a structure where it's like, you've learned nothing but this way, not realizing that there's many paths you can take. But these other paths are not, they're not highly, like, talked about or praised. So you feel like first of all, you don't even know about these paths, and then secondly, you don't even know if you're allowed to take these paths. So you're like, this is all I know, this is all I can do. And that's how so many times you see people, they're lost, they're stuck, they're unhappy, they're depressed, they feel something's missing. You'll see people, I don't know, they have it all. They have a car, they have a house, they have a family. It seems like they've done what society wants, but somehow they're missing something. What is that piece that they're missing? They're not doing what their heart and soul desires. And to each his own. I don't know everybody's heart and soul, what they desire. That's why I say the answer is within you. But they make you go outside of you to seek further clarification. Oh, you need to go to the pastor to get verification of what you should do. Oh, you need to see a counselor to get validation of what you should do. Oh, you need to speak to a family member. Like, sometimes, yes, you do to get further clarification if people around you are positive, not negative, because sometimes you can get negative advice. You want to do something, people are like, no, don't do it, because A, B, C, and D is going to happen to you. And others are like, go for it, do it. But like I said, yeah, so a lot of the times it's like your heart and soul desires so much more, but you seem stuck or you seem unhappy because you're not doing what you truly love. And you feel like, if I do what I love, I'm gonna be looked at as crazy. For example, look at what's the guy's name? The guy who played the movie in Mask. You know the movie The Mask? Jim Carrey, yes. Now he's like all into nature and being outside and walking around, and people look at him like he's crazy because they can't relate. Nobody, like Dave Chappelle said, nobody's ever crazy in this world. People perceive this world differently than others. People experience things differently than others. People come into other people's lives differently. So everybody's experience is different. So nobody's crazy. Don't look at somebody like, oh, you're crazy. Nobody's ever crazy. It just seems that way. Crazy is a word to, like Dave Chappelle said, to dismiss somebody that you don't understand or overstand. So you dismiss them and their thoughts, their theories, and how they think. If you truly took the time to understand something or someone, nobody's ever crazy. That's what this whole world is about. It's like understanding other people, understanding this world, and how do I say it? Becoming the greatest version of you. I feel like that's what the whole human experience is about, elevating ourselves. And it's like we are so caught up in materialistic world and the system that they have for us. You go to work, you work, all you do is work, and that's all that's at play. And in the spiritual world, any religion you're into, you know that there's more to this life than just work, but they have us stuck in that. And I feel like if you tap out of it, this work, and you tap into yourself and you truly become who you want to be and do what your soul desires, you can be the greatest version of yourself. You can get out of this matrix. You can do so much more. Look at Jim Carrey. He sees the world in a different light. Have you read The Power of Now? It's tapping into the now, not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past, and being so in tune where it's like, wow, I enjoy this moment. Wow, I'm enjoying this moment. I'm embracing myself. I'm loving me. I wish I looked like so and so. Damn, only if I had that card. You think that's what you need because that's the subconscious program within. Once it has talking about, it's like love kind of, but like love for what you love to do, not like, love it, because there's different forms of love, right? I just don't know I don't know the right word to use, so I'm using the word love. But once you do what your soul desires, it's a feeling of joy. It's a feeling of, I'm at this place. This is where I'm meant to be. This is who I am. This is me. Like, you get happy, you get excited. Like, I can't explain it. It's a joy and a feeling where once you do it, you're like, damn, this is what my soul desired. And I feel like that's what we need to find. Too much time, they teach us, you go to school, these are the jobs you need to do. These are the jobs you need to do to gain money, to continue the system, to work, to buy things, to pay bills. Yes, you need to do all those things, but in regards to doing all those things, because you can't escape the system, in regards to doing all those things, find something you love to do on the side. Find something you love to do on the side so you're not depressed and stuck. You know what I mean? You need to find it. Once you do it, anything is possible. Anything is possible. That is my motivational speak. I don't want to talk too much because I'm going to go on, and this video will probably be like an hour or two, and you can watch a video if you really want to. But thank you guys so much. I needed to get my point across and just express myself. All right, guys, and have a blessed, beautiful day wherever you are in the world. The sun is shining somewhere, not where I am, clearly. Hello, sorry. I disconnected and connected back. So like I was saying, once you do what your heart and soul desires, nothing can bring you down. Love yourself, be blessed, stay blessed, and the world is your oyster. Do as you love, and you're gonna be truly happy. Bye. Love what you do and love what you do and love. Oh, I forgot the quote. Do what you love and love what you do. Do what you love and love what you do. Goodbye. Stay blessed, guys. And okay, I think we're done. I never know how to stop this.